Murfreesboro Square, right in the heart of downtown Murfreesboro. In fact, this used to be the Capitol for about 10 years back in the early 1800s. This building right here was built in the 1800s and still stands actively today. This is one of the coolest areas in all of Tennessee. And the best part is, it is exactly in the dead center of Tennessee. So not only are we gonna come back to this area and show you the square, which is so much fun. They have incredible annual events. We're gonna do a full vlog tour showing you why so many people choose Murfreesboro as home and why you need to be putting it on your list if you don't have it there yet. So if you wanna see exactly what it's like to live in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, that's what we're gonna be getting into in this video.
So we're here in the Murfreesboro Square and I wanna cover three very important things. We're gonna talk about the living, we're gonna talk about the traffic, and we're gonna talk about those schools. There's a lot of different reasons that people are choosing Murfreesboro, and there's some reasons that you actually might be considering Murfreesboro, but once you hear me talk about different things, you may decide it's not for you. So one of the main things that brings people here is our location. We're centrally located right in the middle of Tennessee, so you can be anywhere in the state within about 4 hours, which makes it very appealing for some people. But depending on whether or not you're a commuter, you need to get into Nashville, or you might end up needing to commute to another neighboring city, traffic patterns can be very, very overwhelming in this area. A lot of people move out here and they hate the traffic. So we definitely want to stop you. It's very expensive. If you're moving twice, we don't want you to move. Find out that the traffic is horrendous and it's something you can't live with, and then now you're calling us to sell the house and help you buy another house. So now traffic's not always bad, but here's one of the reasons why it can get really crazy is you're sandwiched in between Highway 65, the 840, and I-24. So you've got different freeways that are taking you to different parts of the state. And so it's really important that you're not going to be right off that I-24 corridor coming eastbound. It gets really, really congested. That's one of the places we see a lot of slowdowns. And if you're caught in that traffic to and from Nashville, that might make you crazy. So that's one of the things that is really important to actually get ahead of if that is not for you. And that's one of the things that we're factoring in. So what we do when you identify a place, or maybe you're at the beginning of your journey and you're not sure where you want to be, we'll actually schedule a one-on-one Zoom consultation and we'll talk about where do you need to commute to, what is important to you. And so that way we can help you guys get ahead of some different things that might be a deal breaker, or you might decide that, you know what, based upon the area, these are the schools that we're gonna get, this is the quality of living we're gonna get. We don't care if we're gonna be stuck in traffic for 20, 30 minutes a day. So realistically, it really depends on what your preferences are, so we can really knock it out of the park and help you get into that perfect place day one.
All right, so I wanted to take you here. We're just west of downtown Murfreesboro from the square, just to show you. So this is called the Avenue here in Murfreesboro. And as you can see, basically as far in any direction, you've got this massive outdoor shopping center. So the thing you need to know about this is obviously you have everything you need. And again, Murfreesboro is very, very sprawled out, very big. But just to the south of us here is I-24. And then just to the north of us is gonna be Medical Center Parkway. So that's another thing that you need to know, is that we have massive, massive hospitals over here just on that west side of the square there. But with that being said, you know, you're right down the street from all of those major hospitals, the square, and then you have basically every kind of shopping center that you could think of here, plus restaurants. The cool thing about Murfreesboro and being older in the square is you have those kind of, you know, ma and pa shops, and then you've got the really cool dining, you know, restaurants that are more small, more unique, you know. But a lot of times it's pretty cool to be able to come to these areas, and you know, if you live in the whole Nashville area and you go to some of these suburbs, one like Murfreesboro here is gonna just kind of offer you everything that you would need in one spot. Now what I wanna do is just kind of pop over here, because this back section, again, look how cool it is. They've got like the brick laid streets right here. It's a really cool look. And I mean, even during the middle of the day, middle of the week, this place has a lot going on. A lot of people utilize this. So You do have a lot of shopping, and it's very easy to access being so close to the freeway there. And then for all of your needs, from Bath and Body Works to jewelry stores to, they even have a world market around the corner, so you can find all the crazy stuff from around the world. And then a lot of ice cream places, just restaurants. And then out front, you'll have a lot more of your commercialized stuff. So you're gonna see, you know, not too far away, basically you've got Targets, you've got Home Depots. There isn't a Costco actually here. There's one just down about 2.5 miles, 3 miles down. It's about 10 minutes away from here. But the other thing is too, so basically where that Medical Center Parkway goes into, it goes into Old Fort Park. There's multiple golf clubs around there. Like me, some golf, obviously, but you're gonna see kind of that nature. So even being so close to the downtown area, they've kept massive areas as kind of like reserves and parks. So you're gonna see bridges across all of the creeks and the rivers, and you know, just a ton of nature around here. But like I said, you know, again, being, you know, a dad and having young kiddos, you could still kind of just get away, you know, in a lot of these Tennessee suburbs and cities, but to have kind of these big congregated shopping areas do make it nice for running and getting things that you need, taking the kiddos to go get school supplies, school shopping, all that kind of thing. So there's a lot of restaurants all throughout here as well. And we aren't but about 10 minutes away from, so really within this, you know, 10-15 minute range of downtown Murfreesboro, you also have this whole entire avenue section of shopping, restaurants, bars, hospitals down the street, a lot of stuff going on. All right, so we still have so much that we need to show you about Murfreesboro. That's how they say it locally. But I have to show you the coolest thing in the world if you're moving, relocating to Nashville. Don't worry, this isn't just some website where we're gonna get your information and call you and all of that. This is gonna be probably the #1 resource you will have when moving, and this is why. First of all, De La Cruz team, we could see, you know, Mitzi, we got the squad, so you can just come to the homepage. We have buyer resources, downloads, but really this is what I wanted to show you. And the easiest thing to do is to go right here to explore the area. And this is the very first interactive map of Nashville, so and the greater area. So we're gonna be adding everything to this, and there's already a bunch in here. So let's say, you know, you were interested in maybe Thompson Station or Fairview, Tennessee, Franklin, any of these areas, you just hover over them and you could select that. It's gonna bring up all the videos that we've shot in those areas. It brings up a map with the actual area of, you know, whatever city, suburb that you are selecting. It brings it up so that you can really dissect that area. And then we broke it down. We used our technology, and now there's houses just in Thompson Station. And so what you have the ability to do is you can go through and actually like or dislike houses. And then that's going to build out your own custom home search that is made just for you. So you don't need somebody to send this for you or any of that kind of stuff. So it's a really cool resource. Again, the people that are already using it are just raving about it. And then it's filled with all the resources of just, you know, what the schools are in the areas. So you guys feel free to make sure you used it. And so it's called TennesseeLifestyle.net. Okay, so TennesseeLifestyle.net. Check it out. I'll have it linked in the description down below of every video, and I will try to remember to put it in the pinned comment. TennesseeLifestyle.net. Go to explore the area. There's buyer resources on there, a lot of downloadable relocation guides, everything you need. So I know what it's like to move and relocate, and so to have this, we wanted to make sure it was super valuable for you guys. And then you can filter out each city to see our videos. So what we're gonna be doing is continuing this full tour of Murfreesboro. So let's get back at it.
So remember that we are in the 6th largest city in this whole state. So when we talk about schools, you're gonna see that there are quite a few schools, and they are really spread out around the map. So that's why it's really important. You gotta hop on a Zoom with me. Let's talk about what you're looking for in the schools that your children attend. And that way we can help you to figure out what's really gonna be helpful to you to find in those schools. We are in the 6th largest city in the entire state, like I mentioned, so There's quite a few that are established schools that have been here for many decades, and then you've got some newer schools. So again, some families are looking for those really good sports programs. Other families really want that established sense of community. We can help you identify what those different schools are going to offer. But that leads me to my next point, which is living. Let's talk about living and what it's like to live right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
All right, so we'll get back to Mitzi and explaining kind of the living here in Murfreesboro, but I wanted to just take you through. This is really cool, and I've, moved many of times with my family from the Northwest and the Idahos and the Oregons, and we even had a house in Central Tennessee in between Nashville and Knoxville. So we would come to a lot of these towns, and this is definitely one of the coolest little square areas, and not just because you can spend a little bit of time here, but you're gonna see a lot of annual functions around here. So they're gonna have a lot of stuff for Christmas. They're gonna have farmers markets for like 6 months out of the year, basically from springtime, May, all the way through to October, almost to winter time. You're gonna have those big farmers markets right around the square. So you'll see a lot of local vendors, fun things to do, and it's a great area you can bring, the kiddos to, the family. They also hold a lot of music here in the park, but you have these main streets that go all the way around, and almost every single one of these shops or buildings, is actually occupied. There's some other squares that I've been to, even in Tennessee, and Gallatin's a cool area, but when my wife and I actually went up there to go check it out, their square, sorry Gallatin, it just wasn't lively, and almost every shop was like shut down, and here it's just totally different. So this is gonna be a great area that you can come down, have date nights, do that kind of thing, and you still have all of your main massive shopping centers. You've got Costco's, all of that, but it's just cool to see these downtown areas. Anything from sushi, they've got bars and grills, they've got pizzerias, a lot of ice cream shops, thrift stores. So even when people come and visit you, you got a great place to go, but this will be a place that you actually will come down to quite often to utilize. And so what I wanted to do is just kind of walk you around a little bit more. How cool is this? Love seeing these old buildings up here. And this is actually an area, since I am from Idaho and I like, the mountains, I'm a mountain man guy, reading books like Mountain Man, all throughout this area, but also some of Bill O'Reilly's books, like talking about Lincoln and talking about, Robert E. Lee and all that. This is right in those areas. So I don't talk about it for any other reason other than there's a lot of rich history around here. And if there's something cool about living in the South and where there is that history, there's a lot of pride here, really cool museums. And with that, you're gonna see these areas just kind of thrive. People really friendly. In fact, we were just trying to get a bottle of water over here just a second ago and buy it. And the guy's like, you know what, is that all you get? And I'll buy it for you, sir. So that's the thing that really kind of shocked me when coming down to the South from the North, really, was just that Southern hospitality, and people are just so friendly, especially on these beautiful winter days like this. It seems like everybody's in an incredible mood. So as stated, statue for the Confederate soldiers right here, right there in the center of the square. Pretty cool. So yes, we're going to continue this tour, and then also getting back to Mitzi to kind of talk about how spread out the living can be. It's very important when moving to these areas, especially if you've never been. You're gonna kind of drive around aimlessly. They seem like small towns, but the way that they're spread out, and you gotta realize you're in Tennessee, and it's a lot like Idaho, where I'm from, where you have mountains and rivers and lakes that separate things. So it's not all just square, cookie cutter, north, south, east, west roads. There's little pocket communities everywhere. Murfreesboro is like that, and since it's one of the bigger ones and it's been growing just rapidly since the 90s, it definitely takes a little bit more figuring out. But how cool are all these little shops, huh? We just did the majority of the square here. And we still got a little bit more to show you.
So one of the things when we think about livability is really, what are you looking for? This is a very big, very spread out town. There's parts of Murfreesboro where you're actually in Murfreesboro. Looks like you're in Smyrna when you're looking at the map. You've got outlying communities, Christiana, Rockville, Las Casas. and some different places that surround the city. But the fact of the matter is, this city offers something for everyone. So I had a client who is actually raising her grandchildren. She was looking for a new development with a lot of amenities because, you know, she's already helping her children go through some life changes already, but in addition, moving all the way to Tennessee was another big change for them. So she wanted the ability for them to make friends very easily and to be in some of the newer schools where all the kids were new. So we were able to help her find that perfect community. She loves it. Her kids are thriving here. It has been one of the best decisions that she has ever made, and she calls and thanks me all the time.
Hey, would you guys do me a favor? Comment down below what areas do you want to see us do more videos in. We would love to do that. And this video right here is actually one of the top master plan communities in all of Murfreesboro. So this is Shelton Square. You're gonna wanna check it out. It's got incredible houses and some of the best prices that you're gonna find. So here's a video on that. So check that out right there.